And good morning, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, October 24th, 2025. And it is 9:47 a.m. where I'm at. Rain today, cloudy, 53 degrees. The high is going to be 57 degrees. Change in the weather. That time of year. Autumn is here. Okay, so in my book today, the word for today is smile. And the lesson is smile a lot. You know, I remember with me and my cousin, when she became driving age, we would just ride around town, right? Jamming to the music on the radio, and we were smiling just to drive around the loop, you know. And we had a name for it. I'm not sure if it was called the loop or what it was called. You know, you'd start out at this one end, and you would just basically go, and you're gonna drive, you know, just making a loop around the town, through the town and around the town. You know, I can't remember what we actually called it, and that's something. But the word the loop came to my mind, so yeah, I think y'all know what I mean. And we just drove around town. And you know what? We were happy. We were smiling. You know, why do we lose that? I think we lose that as we get older, aging. But we got to bring that back. And even for the most part, I was raising my boys, and we got into our own place and all that, and we started to progress, you know. Things started to change for the better in my life. Because I was making the right steps. I was moving forward. Now, as far as relationships, dating and that did not. But as for everything else, it was good. Our provisions were provided from God. Work, employment, never had an issue. You know, and I worked. Yes, I did. And a lot of people that think they know me, say family, they weren't around. So how do you know anything about me when you were not involved in my life? And why were you so obsessed about me anyway? But hey, it's cool. I sure wasn't obsessed about any of you all. I just was living my life, taking care of my 2 children and my household and providing, doing what was necessary and available. And some may look down on that, but that's because they ain't never been through it themselves. If we're trying to step up and make better, don't be ashamed. Or don't allow you to be shamed. And your name defamed. You know, hey. But smile a lot. And this is what I remember too. And you know, that was my goal. Once I got into our own place and got myself back on the right track and healing, making myself better, doing what I needed to do, stepping up. My goal was for my 2 boys to smile, to put smiles on their faces and in their hearts. For them to be happy. So I did whatever I could do. And it doesn't mean you've got to spend a lot of money. I wish I had it to spend, but I spent what I could and did what I could do. But going to the park, spending time with them, getting them out and about, you know, going to the Gettysburg and monuments and going through the Gettysburg National Park and, you know, stopping at KFC and getting something there to eat then for lunch and we laughed, playing music through the radio that we were all singing. And they remember to this day a lot of the songs, because I had tapes then, right? They remember a lot of those songs that I played on through the tape. It was cassettes and 8-track or cassettes, yeah. And they remember them more than what I do. And they were like how you used to sing. Guys were driving down the road and we were singing along. You know, and it was fun. And that was the thing that I wanted to give them, was my time with them for laughter and some fun. We went to Hershey Park. Tried to go almost every summer. Okay? And I drove. I did these things, you know, on my own, with my boys, with my 2 children, to have fun. And they could bring a friend. I believe they did. Now, yeah, the times that we did go. But I wanted to give them fun and laughter. And me, my time with them. Okay? And for the most part, we smiled. And that was very important to me. That was the aura, the vibe. We would walk to the school playground on the weekends. Their cousins would come over and we'd walk there. Wasn't too far, but it was a hike. And we took the secondary road just to get there. But so they could play all day. Play there for a couple hours and I'm watching them. And when we got there, then there would be some ball games going there in the back. This was Park Hills Elementary. And there'll be some ball games going on, and just the sound of that. And then more kids would come to the playground, and they had their skateboards. My two boys, they had skateboards, both of them. And I'm not sure if they even had roller blades or not. But I do remember the skateboards. Okay? But this is the lesson for today, is smile a lot. You're a happy fellow, for you'll give happiness and joy to many other people. There is nothing better or greater than that. Ludwig van Beethoven. Share the joy God gives you with others. Put on a smile and make sure you wear it throughout the day. Isn't that the best jewelry? Isn't that the best makeup? Is a smile. For all of us to be smiling. What does it do? It boosts. It gives you a boost. Creates a vibe. Smiling has numerous benefits for both you and your mental and physical health. It improves your mood because it releases endorphins, neurochemicals that act as natural mood boosters. I mean, I remember even smiling when at work and in the factory work, and even though the work was tough at times, right? And there was a lot of, not so good, but for the most part, we got to get through it. And how much better than to smile and converse with one another and joke with one another, conversate with one another. You know what I'm saying? Your co-workers, right? I remember that. And who did it bother? One of the supervisors or managers that would stand behind you and clock you and watch you and then tell you, hey, that's enough of that. Why does smiling bother them? Why does people being in a good mood bother that one? Why? Because it was a daggone narcissist. That's why. Now I understand. Now I know why. But boosts self-esteem. Makes you feel more positive. And then you attract positive. For the most part. But somebody behind you, they're jealous, envious, want to take that away from you. We got to put up our boundary. It sends a signal to your brain that you are happy and doing well. Reduces stress. Strengthens immune system. Maybe that's what's wrong with us. A big part of it. Because nobody's smiling anymore like we used to smile all the time. Driving down the road. In my time growing up, we would wave at one another whether we knew you or not. I had many people that had their arm out the window. You know how you rest your arm on your windows or wound down. And you pass another car, and that person in the car, hey. I remember that. And so you grew up with that, and you start doing that. Hey. They drive past you, smile. Now we don't do that. Why? Why did that stop? Isn't that crazy? Improves social interactions. That's like if you're a hostess. So if you're a hostess in a restaurant or a facility, you are to smile and welcome them in. That makes a difference. Recognition. And if you are a generally happy person, it's gonna vibe. And you shouldn't have to tell somebody to do this. It should come naturally. Just like saying hi and goodbye. It should be naturally. Act naturally. They're gonna put me in the movies. Yeah, they're gonna make a big star out of me. And all I gotta do is act naturally. Yes, you know what I'm saying? But, improves social interactions. Smiling is a universal sign of friendliness and approachability. It should come naturally, not induced. Not by a substance. Not by an outer substance, but an inner substance, which is the love and light of God Almighty. And for the most part, your raising matters. How you are raised. Yeah, I had negatives, right? I had stuff, right? But I also had good. There was good with the bad. Yeah. And the good is what I want to hold on to. And that imprinted in me. Because I do believe it's within my DNA memory. Personality, compassionate, hospitality, and it to be naturally, not forced. Promotes overall well-being. Smiling has a holistic impact on well-being by improving your mood, reducing stress, and boosting the immune system. Smiling can contribute to a healthier and happier life. I think that's why a lot of people live long. They find the secret is happiness, joyfulness. And happiness is it should be a state within you, not something on the outside. Other things are nice, yeah, in life, yeah, but happiness should be a inner mood, just like peace, the kingdom of heaven, here and now within you, is in a state of peace. Like there's no war, there's no fighting, there's no anger. We try to put up the sword and the shield when it comes to war and discord. To take away your happiness, to take away your joyfulness, take away your stability, your bread and butter. You know what I'm saying. But, so here's, overall, while smiling can have many benefits, it's important to remember that it's not a cure-all for mental health problems. So if you are experiencing anything like that, please seek your professional help. Mental health problems, experiencing persistent symptoms or depression, anxiety, or other mental health conditions. Because I'm not a doctor, let me just state that. So I am going to express it's essential. If you're experiencing any of these, please seek professional help. Okay? I'm just only here with the message to encourage a holistic approach as well. Okay? For smiling. And there's holistic approach for a lot of things. And we can take action and implementing it in our daily life ourselves. For us to have improvement. Take the steering wheel. Take a hold of that steering wheel for your life. And you're driving it. Okay? Likewise, you're driving the car for your life, as in likeness of your life, your existence, your living experience. Okay, so here we have the only way to have true joy is to remember to put Jesus first and foremost, others second, yourself last. When you remember to arrange your actions in that order, you can truly experience joy and find and fulfill God's purpose for your life by expressing it with a big smile. Some people have YOJ, putting themselves first and Jesus last. Others have just Y and O, without Jesus, without the J in the equation at all. And there are more than a few people who have plain old Y. The letter Y. Your purpose in life is to smile a lot. Singing, and this is important too, singing God's praises. Aim for joy, and you will get it. Singing, dancing in life. Okay. So what did I pull today? Yeah, let me get back to this. I almost forgot. So, Four of Pentacles. Can mean financial stability and security. It can also represent